Hello everyone, and welcome back to Gore Screaming Show. Let's continue Aoi's row. Kyoji stands frozen in front of the classroom, his hand tied around the sliding door's handle. Also, don't mind if sometimes you will be able to see this, that's my knee. His injuries from the yesterday don't bother him much, as they're mostly just bruises. While there is some dull pain when he touches them, it's not too bad. How weak are these kids? So Kyoji went back to school the morning after, of course. His bike was trashed during the brawl, so he left it where it was behind the school. That meant he had to walk to school, but he isn't late. There's no reason he shouldn't go into the classroom. I'd find many reasons, but he just can't bring himself to do it. After all, so much happened yesterday. His classmates all bounced there, and then there's Sadashima himself. Kyoji can't just walk in there without a care in the world, can he? I mean, damn, what am I gonna do? Never imagined himself in this kind of trouble on his second day of school. He's just a really talented man, isn't he? But standing here won't change things. The students walking from the hall are staring, which makes him realize he looks strange from merely standing there. Okay! He decides to steel himself and just go inside.
Yo!
Hey! Whoa! Feeling someone suddenly patting him on the back, Kyoji jumps. Shinta, don't scare me like that. What are you doing, man? Come on, let's go in. Shinta pushed Kyoji's back with one hand and throws the door open with the other. Sup, guys? Morning.
Oh.
Yo! Voices call out cheerfully from every direction. Kyoji knows they're directed at Shinta, not at him, but it does serve to lift his spirits. As Kyoji heads towards his seat, the guy standing in the seat next to him nudges him with his elbow.
Yo, Kyoji.
Hey, Kyoji. Hi? Kyoji recognizes him. While they weren't in the same class, they were in the same school 3 years ago. He gives Kyoji a friendly smile, scooting closer to him. I heard it, man. They say you kicked Sadashima's ass. Isn't this the same voice actor as Sadashima? No, I heard about it too. You're really strong, Jinna-kun. The girl sitting on the opposite side merrily chimes in. He doesn't recognize her face. She's probably from Kurehito West. So what happened? Well, it was, before he realizes it, a small crowd of his classmates have formed around him. He's taken aback. This is almost the exact opposite of how they were treating him yesterday. Just what happened? Shinta pops up on his side and starts explaining with a grin. What happened yesterday after school, Sadashima and his group crossed the schoolyard to go home. You know how that place is full of people doing club activities? Well, he and his group crossed right through the middle of the schoolyard, all while saying stuff like "fuck the new kid" and "hang in there, Sadashima-san." I guess everyone knows what happened then. Some of the people around Kyoji nodded in response. Honestly, I'm kind of relieved. Me too, actually. The group around him start laughing together. It's a strange feeling. Just yesterday, everyone was keeping a distance from him. The difference between then and now is like night and day. A bit confused, Kyoji asked a question. Do people actually hate Sadashima or something? Yeah. Some of the girls say he's kind of hot though.
親が病院長だからって威張りやがってさ。親は偉いかもしれねえけど、お前が偉いわけじゃねえだろっつの。
He's annoying. He acts all tough because his parents run the hospital. Just because your parents are important doesn't mean you're a big deal, you know.
だから言ったろ、評判悪いって。
Didn't I tell you? He's got a bad rep. Shinta shrugs. I see. In other words, Kyoji became a hero overnight.
でもさ、Kyoji、気をつけなよ。Sadashimaって金だけは持ってるからさ、子分が多いんだよ。
You should watch out though, Kyoji. Sadashima does have a lot of money, and he has a lot of flunkies too.
そうそう。ヤーさん予備軍みたいなやつばっかでさ。
Yeah, they walk around like the yakuza in training or something.
先生の前じゃいい顔するから教師受けいいしな。スイマーなんか言いなりだしさ。
He acts all nice in front of the teachers so they love him. He's got the Sandman wrapped around his little finger. Sandman?
担任のことだよ。あいつの授業眠くなるだろ。それで睡魔で睡魔。
He means our homeroom teacher. You know how his classes are so boring they put you to sleep? So, Sandman. I don't get it still. Everyone else nods excitedly. Tsukeiji wasn't the only one dozing off yesterday. That said, today's completely different than yesterday. He didn't think that brawl with Sadashima would change everyone's opinion of him that much. This does make things easier for him, but the change is so sudden it's kind of shocking. Kyuji doesn't think it's showing on his face, but one of them smiles wryly and says,
でもさ、ジンの案外変わってなかったんだな。俺、ちょっとほっとした。
But, you know, Gino, you haven't really changed much. I'm kind of relieved.
だよな。俺昨日会った時誰だこいつって思ったもん。
Yeah, same. When I saw you yesterday, I didn't even recognize you. Did I really change that much?
大人っぽくなったよな。
You look a lot more mature, he isn't. Really? How? No matter how many times you hear this, he suddenly doesn't feel like he's
だ
changed.
ってな、教授っつったらいたずらばっかしてて悪ガキだったイメージしかねえんだもん。
I mean, you always had this image of a brat who always gets into
そ
trouble.
うそう、和ヤギと木登り競争して木から降りられなくなったりさ。
Yeah, you always climb trees with Kazuyagi only to get stuck on one of the branches.
検便の容器に給食のカレー突っ込んだやつを教卓に置いて女の先生泣かせたのもジンのじゃなかったっけ？
Oh wait, weren't you the one who put a stool sample container full of curry on the teacher's desk once, making her cry? Come on, try to forget about those kinds of stories, won't you? Kyuji drops his shoulders as everyone around him laughs merrily. As he glances away, he spots Shinza grinning happily at him. What?
なんか俺もほっとした。
I'm relieved too, you know? That's what I should be saying. It feels like things have finally settled down. The invisible wall around him has finally completely disappeared. Going back to how things were 3 years ago was easier than expected. Then he drops his fist into his palm as if he just remembered something.
そういえばさ、昨日の話途中だったよな。
Oh yeah, I only told you half the story yesterday, right? What story?
ほら、女の子が行方不明になってどうとかって。
You know, the one about the girls going missing. Oh, right. What about that?
あのな、
Well, you see, Shinta drops his voice to
消え
whisper.
た女の子のうちの片方が俺の家の近所に住んでてさ、妹の同級生だったんだよな。
One of the girls who went missing lived in my neighborhood. She's my little sister's classmate too.
俺の妹とはそんなに仲良くなかったらしいんだけど、妹の友達とその子が一緒に帰ってて、その子が行方不明になる直前まで一緒にいたらしいんだ。
My kid sister's not that close to her, but her friends walked home with that girl, and apparently they were close. And apparently they were together right before that girl went missing. What? So this is about a friend of your little sister's friend? When Koji says that, Shinta cocks his head.
そうだけど、それがどうした？
Yeah, what about it? I mean, saying a friend of a friend told you something makes it sound pretty phony. Shinta
あ、
frowns.
ひで。これは本当だって。だって俺現場を見た子から直接聞いたんだもん。妹のところに遊びに来てたからさ。
Man, that's mean. It's true, I tell you. I mean, I heard this from the girl who was there when it happened. I came over to play with my sister. She came over to play with my sister. But the two of them realize that the whole group around them is listening to Shinta's story.
でな、その子が言うには、行方不明になっちゃった子、直前まですげえ普通だったんだって。
And that girl said that the girl who went missing was acting completely normal right before she went missing.
消えた子と妹の友達とは帰り道の途中で別れるんだけど、別れ道のところでバイバイって曲がっていって、ちょっとしたらその子の悲鳴が。
So the girl that went missing and my sister's friend said goodbye and parted ways. As soon as they took a turn away from each other, she heard that girl scream. Shinta lowers his voice a bit deeper, causing everyone else to lean in close to listen. Just then it happened.
そこの転校生くん
You there, new kid! An oddly theatrical voice cuts into Shinta's story. The crowd around Kyoji parts at once. From the other side of the room, a group of free students with peculiar appearances approaches. Oh, fuck my voice.
出た。
Here we go again. Shinta mumbles, his voice strained with fear. Kyoji watches the trio with puzzled eyes. What's up with them? They look like they walked out of a comic book. One of them is an obese girl carrying a bread roll in one hand. She looks gross. Ay, this is gonna be... Not fun to read yet again. Even though it's chilly outside at this time of year, her full-time face is covered in a layer of sweat. I mean, same with me. Like, I sweat all year round. Second girl is the direct opposite of her. An underweight bony girl, and maybe Kyochi's just imagining it, but it feels like she reeks of sweat. Third girl, who was the one who shrilly called out a moment ago, is actually a little cute, save for her weird hair ornaments that endlessly clink and jingle. However, her every gesture feels oddly exaggerated and theatrical. Who are they? Kyochi asks that in a whisper. Shinta mumbles in response.
メガネが一ノ瀬マリナ、痩せが二階堂マミ、でかいのが三橋舞。
The girl with the glasses is Ichinose Marina, skinny one is Nikai Domami, and the big one is Natsu Hashimai.
全員貞島の追っかけ。
All three of them are Sadashima's groupies.
ちょっとちびしんた、何コソコソ言ってるのかしら。
Hey Shinta, you twerp, why are you whispering like a rat? As soon as Marina says this, Shinta's eyebrows fly up.
チビ、てめえなんだとこの。
Twerp, who do you think you are? Shinta, chill. Anyways, yeah, you wanted something? Kichi places a hand on Shinta's shoulders to stop him from lunging at the girls, and then turns his eyes to Marina.
よくぞ聞いてくれましたみゅ。
I'm glad you asked, Mew. Mew. Ignoring the way Kyochi just stiffened in surprise, Marina sweeps her hand with a grandiose movement like a baseball pitcher and thrusts her index finger at his face.
転校生くんってば、私たちの愛しの貞島様を殴ったって聞いたけど、どういうこと？
どういうこと? We've heard that you, Newkin, punched our beloved darling, Sadashima-sama. Do you care to explain yourself?
ことと次第によっては、お仕置きなんだからみゅ。
Because depending on your reason, we may have to punish you, Mew. She presses towards Kyoji, forcing him to retreat in fear. No, what is that Mew supposed to mean?
今はそういうことを言ってるんじゃないみゅ。
Now's not the time to talk about that, Mew.
そうよそうよ。みゅのどこが悪いのよ。
That's right, what's wrong with saying Mew? Fat girl replies, spluttering spit every which way that she presses towards him again. Despite her appearance, her voice is a high-pitched squeak.
マリナちゃんのミュウは可愛いと思う。
Marina-chan's Mew is cute.
あんたさては個性を認めないつもりね。
Or what? Are you trying to deny her individuality?
ひどいみゅ。転校生がマリナをいじめるみゅ。不良よ。
He's terrible, Mew. The new kid is bullying me, Mew. Moo-hoo. The truly inexplicable chill of terror runs down Kyoji's spine. Fine, say Mew. I don't care. What about Sadashima?
そうよ。あんた私たちの貞島様をどうして殴ったみゅ。かわいそうに。貞島様が何をしたっていうみゅ。
Yes, I want to know when you punched our Sadashima-sama. The poor baby. What did Sadashima-sama do to deserve that?
そうよ。何をしたっていうのよ。言ってみなさいよ。
That's right. What did he do? Go on, talk. Everyone's gazes are aimed at Kyoji. They're all curious about that too. Kyoji remains tight-lipped though.
さては。
Oh, I know! Marina arrogantly plants her hands on her hips and looks at
あ
Kyoji.
んた、貞島様に嫉妬したみゅ。貞島様の方が背が高くてお金持ちでかっこいいから。
You're just jealous of Sadashima, aren't you, Mew? Because he's taller, richer, and cuter than you. Huh?
そうやそうよ。貞島様の方がモテるから。
That's right. He's more popular than you.
だからひがんでるんだわ。
That's why you're bullying him. When people are faced with the truly inexplicable and strange, they're rendered utterly speechless. Kyoji stares at Sadashima's groupies with his mouth hanging open, which only deepens their suspicions.
やっぱりマリナの言った通りでみゅ。貞島様を妬んだねみゅ。
I knew I was right. You're just jealous of Sadashima-sama, Mew.
私の言った通り、貞島様の方がモテるから。
I was right, because he's much more popular than you.
私の読みが当たったわね。
I was right on the money. No, listen, I don't know how you came to the conclusion, but
言い訳したって無駄でみゅ。私たちはちゃんとお見通し。
don't bother making excuses. We can see right through you.
ちょっと。朝っぱらから何事？
Come on, the day hasn't even started. What's with all the shouting? The voice comes out to them from the entrance. Akane stands there grumpily. Aoi is also there, close behind her with a gloomy expression.
お邪魔虫の和柳あかねは引っ込んでなさいみゅ。私たちは今転校生を正義の名のもとにお仕置きしているみゅ。
You keep your meddling nose out of this Kazuyagi Akane Mew. We're in the middle of delivering righteous justice on the new kid Mew.
あのね、あなたたちさ、転校生って言うけど、彼にはちゃんと神の教授って名前があるんだから。
Now listen to me, you three. You keep calling him the new kid, but he's got a name. Call him Jin no Kyoji. As Akane is chiding, the trio exchange glances and cackle unpleasantly.
和柳あかねが転校生をかばってるみゅ。
Kazuyagi Akane is covering for the new kid Mew.
怪しい。
Suspicious.
怪しいわね。
Very suspicious.
ちょっと、あんたたち何言って。
Hey, what are you saying? Akane raises her voice in protest, her cheeks going very red, but then a sweet, clear voice interrupts their argument.
ねえ、今何か聞こえなかった？
Did you hear something? The one to say that was Miso no Kika, a girl who was in the same class as Kyoji in his old school. She's one of the prettiest girls in the class and an honest student. She stands out naturally as she's half Japanese, making her the talk of the class. Marina, who'd been so boisterous until just a moment ago, suddenly clams up. Huh?
ほら、放送が聞こえるでしょ？
Didn't the PA just say something? Oddly enough, Kika's voice managed to silence everyone. Indeed, Kyoji can hear something. There's an announcement chiming out through the PA system. Jin no Kyoji, you are to report to the principal's office immediately. I repeat, Jin no Kyoji from class... Me? Kyoji looks up in surprise when a relaxed voice reaches his ears from the entrance.
いた、きょうちゃん。学長室ってどこ？
Ah, there you are, Kyo-chan. Which way to the principal's office? Accompanied by the odd spectacle of Yamiko in a suit, Kyoji makes his way to the principal's office. Akane and Kika see him off with the stupefied expressions. Kyoji knocks on the door twice. When they enter the office, they find what looks like a middle-aged married couple, the principal and Kyoji's homeroom teacher, the Sandman. God, do I have to? I think I will just straight up, skip this part because this exact thing happened in Akane's route. I mean, a lot of stuff happened in Akane's route as well, so I will be skipping that. You can just watch Akane's route. This whole scene, I will be skipping this. Oh, right, Kyoji. Yesterday you went home while I was out calling for the nest. Akane suddenly recalls what happened yesterday and snaps at him.
せっかくあちこち回って探し出したのに、帰ってきたらあんたいないし。葵も葵よ。なんであんたまでいなくなってるのよ。
I was running around the school for your sake, and when I came back, you were gone. And you too, Aoi. Why did you just leave me like that? It's because it took you forever to come back, that's why. You're pieces of shit. Both of you.
なにその言い草は。それが助けてやった人への言葉？
What's with that attitude? Is that how you thank me after I helped you? Whoa, just don't punch me, Akane. She should. As he avoids Akane's good old iron fist, Koji suddenly notices that Aoi is still staring expressionlessly at him. Punch the both of them. When his gaze meets hers, she once again looks the other way. Really, what's the problem? I don't get it. After he returns from the principal's office, the rest of the day goes by uneventfully. Neither Sanshima nor his crew come to school that day, and all the crazy girl trio does is give him some dirty looks while whispering menacingly along amongst themselves. Aside from that, everything is fine. Okay, this might be new when you tour the school. That might be new. Come to think of it, he never took the time to tour the school since he transferred in. Normally, someone would make sure to show the transfer student where everything is, but since he just moved back here, no one suggested it. However, the fact that he moved back here doesn't mean he knows everything about the school. Yeah, that's true, he's new to the school. Kind of negligent, isn't it? Of course, he naturally gets no answer after whispering that to himself. Why are you saying that aloud? After thinking for a little bit, decides to take a look around the school building all on his own. Climbs up the stairs to the second floor. He then crosses the connecting corridor to the special school ward. He heads up to its second story. The corridor is where the music classroom and its adjoining instrument storage are, as well as the classroom for the culture clubs. Gotchu isn't keen on joining any clubs, but as he walks by the rooms, which all have nameplates bearing the titles of the clubs on them, he stops by one door that has a blank nameplate. Stands there for a moment in front of the room. Does this room belong to one of the clubs, or is it just an empty, unused room? Stands there in front of the door and thinks, what does he do? Try to go inside? Let's not. Reconsidering, Kyoji turns around. Why not? It's probably just a storeroom or something. There's no need to look inside there. But now he's tired of walking around the school, so he decides to go back to the entrance. He goes down the staircase and through the hallway leading to the exit. He spots Akane and Aoi there, their bags in hand. Hey. Hi. You heading home? Let's walk together for part of the way. Akane briskly makes that offer, all the awkwardness she had yesterday gone without a trace. Alright. Okay. Alright, but Aoi, standing behind Akane, is once again staring at Kyoji. As soon as he looks back at her, she drops her gaze to the floor, just like she did yesterday. I'd feel so uncomfortable if somebody just kept staring at me. I'd feel so fucking uncomfortable. I would just straight up ask them, like, why the fuck are you looking at me? Like, speak up. Please. Please stop looking at me. I fucking hate when people just stare at me. Ando sensei called you, right? Did he say something about what happened with Sadashima-kun? Yeah. Akane puffs out her cheeks in a pout. I love how she just asks him something and he's just like, yeah. He's so low effort, like, brother, how the fuck do you want to keep a conversation going? Like, Akane is just trying her hard. It's like, imagine having the most low-effort man on Earth and also the most low-effort woman on Earth next to, like, she is fighting the two hardest battles out here. Fucking hell, Akane. I know Sensei is always like that. He's always trying it to make it so he never looks bad, and he just kowtows to the principal and rich parents. So don't let what the Sandman says get to you, Kyoji, alright? Akane seems to be outraged for Kyoji's sake. Yeah. Akane always was the kind of person who got mad over other people's problems. But why? What's in it for you? Like, genuinely, you're just gonna get over emotional for other people's sake? It doesn't do you good, and the other people don't care as much. Like, it's just stupid in my eyes. Like, you're just hurting your own self by doing this. It's very stupid. And honestly, the fact she'll get mad for him after what happened makes Kyoji a little happy. That's just self-harm in a way. What the fuck? Feels someone staring at him. Someone? You mean the person who's always staring at you? Turns around and sees Aoi staring at him. No, staring at him and Akane. Akane doesn't seem to notice this and continues venting. But Sadashima-kun's friends were a part of this too, right? And he doesn't tell them off, does he? That's not fair. Aoi, are you just jealous that, like, Akane and Kyoji had a better friendship. Shouldn't be. Like, genuinely, you shouldn't be. Kyoji is the worst man on earth. Like, he is genuinely, like, at the level of Sadashima, which... two of the worst men in this game. Like, you shouldn't be jealous of being friends with a guy like Kyoji. And also, Akane is really not a catch. I'll just say that. She's really not a catch. You shouldn't be jealous of these two. Yeah. Genuinely, this guy, it's like talking to a fucking wall. Like, genuinely, I think me talking to a microphone, this microphone gives me better input than what fucking Kyoji is doing. Honestly, me talking to a microphone is giving me a better input because I can look at my other screen and see the bars going up and down to see like how loud I'm talking. That is a better input. Like, I'm getting more information out of the microphone showing me how loud I am speaking than what Akane is getting from Kyoji. Fucking hell. What's with the way she's staring at him? It feels like today Aoi isn't quite looking at him, but rather Akane. Honestly, if Aoi was into Akane, I would support that shit.
連中カツアゲとかろくでもないことばっかりしてるのに見て見ぬふりなんだから。
These guys keep doing bad stuff like shaking students down for money and he knows it. But he just pretends like he never saw anything.
ね、聞いてる？
Hey, are you listening to me? Yeah, I'm listening. Kuji replies with a tired smile.
もう
Jeez. That puffs out her cheeks in a pout and swings a bag over her shoulder.
とにかくさ、私あの連中嫌いなんだよね。貞島くんもいい加減手を切ればいいのに。
Sadashima has been so nice to her that she has this warped sense of who he is. Oh my fucking god. She is so delusional and stupid that she thinks Sadashima is just like this good little boy. You dumb motherfucker. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Akane. Anyways, I just hate these guys. I wish Sadashima-kun would just cut ties with them already. You make it sound like Sadashima isn't doing anything wrong. Yeah, girl.
貞島くんってそんなに悪い人じゃないよ。まあ、教授とは気が合わないのかもしれないけど。
Sadashima is literally out there abusing nurses. I mean, Sadashima-kun isn't that bad of a guy, but I guess maybe you just can't get along with him. He isn't that bad of a guy, huh?
俺より先にあの転校生が和ヤと？そりゃ確かに気に食わねえな。
I mean...
俺が和ヤに手を出したらあいつのおふるってことじゃねえか。
How about telling her that? I really don't get that kind of vibe from him. How about telling her that? You dumb motherfucker. Like, the thing is, you can't expect her to know what kind of guy he is if you don't tell her that. Like, she can only see the best of him. Like, she can only see how he treats her now nicely. So... by you telling her, no, he's actually not a good guy, it just makes you seem like you're a dumb piece of shit. Like, you are just judging him because, like, oh, he's a guy, like, you're just jealous. It's just very stupid.
教授は来たばっかりでわからないだけだと思うよ。
Yeah, because he's trying to get that pussy girl.
だから
I guess you don't really know because you just transferred him, but he's a surprisingly helpful guy. Huh? It's hard to argue with her when she puts it like that. After all, he really did only transfer the other
そ
day.
うかな。
I don't know about that. Oh! Aoi has caught on though. It's at this point that Aoi, who'd been hanging before them, finally speaks up.
何よ葵、急に。
What's this all of a sudden, Aoi? Akane looks at her a bit moody.
葵だって貞島くんと話したことなんてろくにないでしょ。
You've hardly spoken to him either, Aoi.
そうだけど
Yeah, but... For whatever reason, Aoi turns her gaze aside to one of the stalls by the road, like she'd just been distracted by it. Look, all I'm saying is you shouldn't trust that guy that much, is all. I got some real bad vibes when I talked to him. He'd given up on arguing any further at first, but hearing Aoi's voice a similar opinion motivates him to say it anyways. Akane's cheeks flush red a little for some reason.
それはだって教授は
That's just because yeah, like she just thinks you're just jealous that she's talking to another guy. Like you genuinely need to tell her like, hey Akane, he told me he wouldn't fuck you because you're already used goods. Duh, girl. Like only then will she know. And even that is like, oh, you're kind of making that up probably, but like you should tell her. You should tell her.
何でもないの。何でもないけど貞島くんは多分教授のことは気に入らないとこあるんじゃないかな。
Nothing. Forget it. It's just something about you Sadashima-kun doesn't like, I guess. Yeah, you have a dick. Sadashima-kun can fuck that.
あ、でもね、それって別に教授が悪いわけじゃなくて、なんていうか。
Oh, but don't get me wrong, it's not saying that you're fault or anything, it's just, how do I put it? Akane turns flustered and incoherent for reasons Kyoji can't quite understand. If anything, his attention is drawn to the display windows of the shops they're walking by. Or rather, to the reflection of Aoi's face in the glass. She's smiling? For just a moment, it looks like Aoi is smiling. It almost looks like a sarcastic smile. Why would she be smiling now? It's not like they are talking about anything funny. Huh. She's smiling. Does she like that another person is just seeing how hypocritical and how stupid Akane is? Does she want to see the downfall of Akane? Or does she want somebody to just disagree with her? Or maybe she just doesn't like Sadashima, so she's happy that he's just saying outright that he doesn't like her. That he doesn't like Sadashima. But they soon pass by the window pane, and by the time they reach another window, Aoi is back to her expressionless self. Still, Kyoji can't help but think about that smile. Okay, I skipped quite a bit because I just don't want to read Akane's parts anymore. Like, I've had enough of Akane. So this is the next option, and you're supposed to say you don't have to come over anymore. They might be childhood friends, but that doesn't mean he should take her favors for granted nowadays. If he doesn't stop her now, she might start coming over every morning. Might be for the better if he draws the line here and now.
そう、本当にいいのね。
Fine. If that's what you want, please. Please just never meet me again. Akane's expression clearly stiffens. Her voice makes it clear that she's upset. Like I just told you, it is. Why do I even have to go out of my way to say this anyways? You don't have to worry about me. I'm not a kid anymore, you know. With just saying this much, Kyoji retorts in partial desperation. Akane fixes her gaze straight forward and shrugs.
悪かったわね。もう来ないわよ。
Fine. Excuse me for coming over then. I won't do it again. With that said, she briskly walks ahead, leaving him behind. Kyoji angrily calls after her. What? Why are you mad this time?
別に怒ってないわよ。
I'm not mad. God, they're so stupid, both of them. Please don't ever talk again. How are you not mad? Are you listening to yourself?
だから怒ってないって言ってんでしょ。何度も言わさないでよ。
I told you, I'm not mad at you. How many times do I have to say it? I'm not gonna turn to look at him. Her expression is definitely flushed with anger.
ほら、バカなこと言ってないで。さっさと行くわよ。遅刻しちゃうんだから。
Somehow, when all is said and done, they end up going to school together this morning just the same. Oh, please don't. I don't ever want to talk to her. Kyoji shrugs and goes after her. After saying that much, sir, I don't think I need to worry about her showing up tomorrow. Good morning.
おはよ
Yeah, morning. People go out to him from around the class. Though he briskly responds to a greeting, he mumbles at how much it lifts his spirits.
よう教授おはよう
Hey, Kyoji, good morning. Shinzo approaches him and immediately elbows him. Ow, what did you do that for? As Kyoji moves in close to elbow Shinzo in return, Shinzo whispers something, making sure Akane can't hear him.
教授転校早々モテモテじゃん
Okay, I will kind of
あっ
skip.
ちあっち
Oh no! Shinzo points to Aoi, who's looking that way. Aoi stares fixedly at Kyoji again, and oddly enough, this time she doesn't look away. Being stared at feels pretty weird, but before Kyoji can ask if she wants something, Shinzo speaks up.
和ヤギと一緒に登校してきて並木はあんなだろモテる男は辛いよね
Namiki's probably like this because he went to school with Kazuyagi. Being popular with the ladies sure is tough, huh? Not popular. Before landing one light jab on Shinta, Kyoji throws his bag over his desk and takes a seat. I don't get why Aoi is staring at me. That is fucking weird and it makes me uncomfortable.
だいたいさなんで和ヤギとご一緒なわけ
Why did you come to school with Kazuyagi though? No reason really. She came over to deliver some handouts, that's all.
おはよ
Aoi, good morning. Nakata calls out to Aoi. The blue-haired girl hangs her head.
う。おはよう。
Good morning.
朝っぱらから暗いよ。どうしたのよ。
Why so glum so early in the morning? Did something happen?
そうかな。普段と変わらないと思う。
Am I? I think I'm the same as always. With that slow response, Aoi starts taking her textbooks out of the bag. Hey, are you sure they're friends?
じゃないのいっつも一緒にいるしさ和ヤギが面倒見てるって感じだけどな
I think so. They're always hanging out together. It kind of feels like Kazuyagi's looking out for her, though. Looking after her, yeah, that out sums it up. It feels less like they're friends that get along, and more like Akane is looking out for Aoi.
ちゃんとしなよ。今日は体育あるんだし、また転んで怪我しちゃうよ。葵は泥臭いんだから。
Keep your chin up, okay? We've got gym today, so you don't want to trip and get hurt again. It can be pretty slow after all. That is kinda... not diminishing. It's like... it puts you down a bit. It's like, just shut the fuck up. Like, I would feel a bit disheartened if somebody would say shit like this to me. Like, I hate when people just remind me of how weak I am. It's like, yeah, I know. But like, I'm fine if people say it in a joking manner, but not when they're like, oh, by the way, don't forget to walk slowly because you can't actually like walk a bit faster because you'll hurt yourself. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like hold the railing when you walk down the stairs because you might trip because you're very unsteady when you walk down the stairs. Don't forget that. Oh, by the way, don't forget to look under your feet because you lose balance very easily when you're walking. It's like, I know, but you don't have to remind me. Like, I'm very aware. And like, if I stop being aware for a moment, it's because I'm like enjoying myself for a moment. Like, I'd rather not be aware for a moment, like forget about it for a moment and have something bad happen to me, rather than be aware all of the time and just be constantly miserable with how weak I am, if it makes sense. So like being constantly reminded like, oh, by the way, don't forget that you're so fucking weak, it just makes you feel so miserable. So like, if I had to have a person like Akane next to me, constantly reminding me like, oh, by the way, don't forget that you're so fucking weak. I would wish the worst upon her. Like, even if she doesn't mean it in a bad way, I would wish the worst upon her. So, like, maybe Aoi does wish the worst upon her. And, like, I wouldn't blame her. I genuinely wouldn't blame her. Seeing Aoi hang her head almost shamefully draws his attention. Akane's clear voice travels easily through the classroom, even in the class morning tumult. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing a picture here. Yeah, Akane is kind of being... Like, she's so stupid that she's not realizing she's such a piece of shit. Maybe Aoi does want her to get hurt. But her loud voice and straightforward attitudes are old habits of hers, and surely she doesn't have any ill intent. It's the stupid people that don't realize how hurtful they are and how just annoying they are. But even when you tell them like, oh, you're being so fucking annoying, they're just like, but I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, I don't care that you don't mean it in a bad way, just shut the fuck up and stop saying it. And like, they'll be like, yeah, like, I'm not saying in a bad way, like, I'll stop. And they just keep saying it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Jinzo's voice suddenly pulls Kyoji's attention away from Aoi and Akane.
さっきスイマーが顔を出してさ、今日はホームルームはなしで1時間目の数学も職員会議で自習だってさ。
Okay, I can skip this a bit. I'm bored. Is there anyone I can talk to? Namiki looks like she's zoning out. She keeps rolling her mechanical pencil over the table and picking it up over and over again. Is she already done with her work? Hey, you finished with your assignment? When Kyoji calls out to her, Aoi looks up at him, expression still blank. She silently shakes her head. Once he glances at her handout, his mouth drops open. It's empty. I don't know how to solve it. Aoi replies, looking a bit embarrassed. I mean, it happens, but why don't you try to figure it out? I mean, that's pretty fair. But like, you could always at least try to ask somebody. I can try, but I still won't know how to solve it. Well, I guess that happens too, but... Somewhat fed up by this, Kyoji picks up Aoi's pencil from the table and solves one of the problems on the page. No, you don't do that. No. It's almost like Aoi wants somebody to just do it for her. You don't do that. Maybe she's just been, like, taught by Akane that Akane just does everything for her. No. You don't let that happen. You explain to her how shit is done, but you make her do the thing. Like, doing it for her will not teach her. See, in this case you move y to the other side and that turns the plus into a minus, right? So now simplify and solve for x. Just do that for the rest of the exercises. It's not hard, just try. Now he stares at Kyoji's hand. He can tell from her expression if she understood the explanation or not. Namiki? Now he stares at the handout, which now has one of the exercises solved. Her lips cut into a thin smile. You're alone like Akane-chan, Jinno-kun. Huh, me, how? You're both stupid as shit. Aoi doesn't answer his question. She simply looks back down at the page, like she's got a motivation to solve it now. Kyoji feels something gloomy fill his chest. He wants to say something, but he can't quite find the words. In the end, he simply returns to his seat with heavy steps. Classes are back to normal after second period, which is PE. The boys' PE teacher is at the meeting, so they have to do self-studies again. Having more self-study is nice, but while Kyoji's good at math, academic PE theory isn't very interesting. The girls are in the middle of doing short-distance sprints. The sound of their cheerful voices stream into the classroom through the window. Huh, who's running right now? Kyoji looks at the sports ground, focusing his vision on the figure that's standing out to him. What he sees impresses him a bit. She's running like she's got no motivation. As he looks at Aoi, who's just now making it halfway around across the track, Kyoji sighs. Despite being much slower than Aoi, the largest of the three weirdo girls, Mutsuhashimai was it, is vigorously swinging her limbs while red in the face. Her efforts are in vain, but she's at least trying to run. But Aoi's in shy posture doesn't give up the slightest bit of energy. It gives the impression she could definitely be running faster, but she's choosing to slack off. Is she only lacking in motivation, or does she simply not know how to run properly?
並木はほんととろいよね。
Namiki's really slow, huh? Yeah, I don't know if she's just slow or just isn't motivated, huh? Kyoji looks up at Shinta, who showed up behind him at some point. Where did that come
並
from?
木のことが気になってそうだったからさ。
It looked like he was thinking about Namiki. Not really. Truthfully, he really was thinking of her. She's always hiding in Akane's shadow with a glum expression. Whenever she opens her mouth, she only says a word or two before going silent again. Never knows what she's thinking. But there's a hint of teasing to Shinta's words. Kyoji tells himself he isn't interested in her that way. At least he doesn't think so.
そうならいいんだけど。
Yeah, well, fine then. Shinta's still smirking, but it doesn't look like he has anything to say. Okay, so they are walking back home from school, and we are going to go home probably with Aoi. Spotting Aoi, who is slowly tottering in front of them, Akane calls out to her. Oh, right, Namiki's going in the same direction as us too. You wanna walk home with us? Talking about other people making it easier to be around Akane, but having a third person in the conversation will make things even easier.
でも
But for some reason, Aoi looks at Akane. You don't mind, right, Akane?
そりゃもちろんいいわよ。
Huh? Oh, of course I don't mind. Akane says it's cool with it. Alright?
じゃあそうする。
Fine, let's go. Akane nods briefly as the three of them approach the school gate. All that's left is to head home. Or so he thought, but as soon as he steps out the gate, somebody grabs him by the arm.
きょうちゃん
Kyo-chan! Whoa, Miyamiko-san, what are you doing here?
なんでこんなところになんて失礼ね。今日はヤミコさんの取材にお付き合いさせてくださいってきょうちゃん言ったでしょ。
What am I doing here? That's rude. Didn't I tell you I'll be having you help me do research for my article today? Wait, hold on just a minute. You basically forced me into that promise. You even made me ask you to let me help you.
やみこお姉ちゃんこれからお仕事？
Are you have to work after this, Yumiko-ne-chan? Akane chimes in from the side.
あかねちゃん、いつも可愛いわね。
Ah, Akane-chan as cute as ever.
もうやだ。やみこお姉ちゃんってば口がうまいんだから。
Aw, stop it. Yumiko-ne-chan, you're always so good with compliments.
あら、こちらさんは？
Oh, and who's this? Yumiko points at
こ
Aoi.
の子同じクラスの並木葵。教授や私とは小学生の頃から同じ学校だったの。
This is Namiki Aoi. She's from our class. She used to go to primary school with me and Kyoji. I think last time we were with Kika. Yumiko grabs Aoi's hands and shakes it rigorously.
はじめまして。きょうちゃんの保護者の埼玉ヤミコです。
Nice to meet you. I'm Saitama Yamika, Kyoji's guardian.
葵ちゃんっていうのね。おとなしそうで可愛い子。これからもうちのきょうちゃんのことよろしく。
So you're called Aoi. You look so adorable and mature. I hope you and Kyo-chan get along well. Namiki, you don't have to listen to anything this old lady says. When Yumiko sees Aoi's eyes flutter about, Yumiko's gaze takes on a dangerous glint.
ちょっときょうちゃん、今聞き捨てならないことを言わなかった？
Excuse me, Kyo-chan. Did you just say something I can't ignore? Who? Me? No. Akane chimes in to end the argument.
それより取材って？
But you said something about research?
この町に遺跡がありのね。それの調査よ。
You know that there's old ruins in this town? I want to look into them.
面白そうだね。
Wow, that sounds interesting. Seeing Akane's enthusiastic reaction, Kyoji suddenly realizes something. Oh, right, Yamiko-san, I can't actually help you today. We were told today we can go home in groups whenever
集
possible.
団下校って行方不明事件の関係？
In groups? Is it because of the disappearances? Right, I have to walk them home, you see? Yumiko wags a finger
きょ
at
う
him.
ちゃん、それって勘違い。デートじゃないんだから、きょうちゃんだって気をつけないといけないの。
Kyo-chan, you got the wrong idea there. This isn't a date or anything. You have to watch out for yourself too. I'll be fine. I'm a guy. Only women have been going missing, right?
まだわかんないわよ。ああいう犯罪者は普通の人の及びもつかないようなことを考えちゃうんだから。
You don't know that yet. Criminals like that think in ways normal people like us can't predict. You are not normal.
それこそいつの間にか男の子に終始買いしてきょうちゃんみたいな子頭からパックンバリバリって。
Who knows when the culprit will decide they're into boys now, and then someone like you will get gobbled up? Stop, Dad. Don't say stuff like gobbled up. I can't take you seriously when you say stuff like that. Kyoji feels terrible tired all of a sudden.
でもそうね。そういうことならあかねちゃんと葵ちゃんも一緒に来る？
But you're right. How about this, Akane-chan? Aoi, do you want to come with us? Okay, I think this is a good time to save. Yeah, let's save and end the video here. I think this is a ideal time. Okay, so thank you for watching and bye-bye!